So in this coaching session, we're going to delve a bit more deeper. We're going to go layers deep into trying to heal the fatherhood wound. This is also about self-discovery. We're going to go in layers deep. And by going layers deep, we're going to start from your childhood memories. What does that look like to you? What I want you to do is recall a particular moment that you had with your father as a child, an emotion that stood out, an incident that took place that caused an emotion to happen. I want you to notice what was going on with your whole body. If you could recall, if you can remember, what was your reactions like? What was your emotions like during that incident that took place with your father? It could be something good, it could be something bad. What was he feeling at that time as a child? The next phase, adolescent years. Same again, as the relationship started to evolve from childhood, now you're becoming an adult. What were the challenges that you went through with your father? What were the breakthroughs that you experienced with your father? What did that look like? And the present day now. What is your relationship like with your father? If he's still alive, if he's still around, or even if he's not there present, what was it like? What was the last memory that you could recall of your relationship with your father like? Was it good? Was it bad? What was it like? I want you to think and ponder about these types of things. Reason why that we're delving deep into the past is because we're trying to understand behaviors. We're trying to understand our reactions, our emotional emotions from the past, because highly likely we're bringing in so much habit of reactions, responses, and emotions into our present parenting. And if we don't look back to learn the lessons, then we can't adjust our present and future. So, what I want you to do now is to write a letter to yourself with empathy and understanding to validate your younger self's experience and emotions. Reason being is because when you're writing, more and more things are getting triggered when you're putting pen to paper. When you're putting thought to pen to paper, you're able to recall, remember things. Start journaling your emotions of how you felt as a child, how you felt in your adolescence, how you feel now. Because you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see a pattern of behavior that you're doing now that has been there for a very, very long time, whether you realize it or not. If you don't do this, you're not going to actually understand your roots of you as a father now. So then what you're going to do is you're going to write a list of emotions that you went through whilst you're journaling, yeah? And the reason why that I'm saying that you write a list of emotions, whether it be anger, sadness, sorrow, hurt, grief, joy, write these down, because the more emotions you can articulate on paper, then you can see what is positive, what is negative, what you want to hold on to. And the good things that you want to hold on to, you can develop and bring into your current relationship. And the negative emotions, you can see, you know what? I'm actually bringing this into my current relationship now with my child or with my spouse. So now the next stage that you're going to do is imagine that you're having a dialogue with your father. You've got unresolved feelings. Imagine your father's responses. So you're talking to your father now. What does that look like? How is he reacting? How are you feeling? So if you're picturing and imagine these things inside your head now, then think and reframe that vision, that thought of how you could respond better now, because you are the future version of who you was back then. Are you can you see yourself being a lot more calmer? Or is it one of them ones where your dad just knows certain words to say and it triggers you? Or have you gone beyond that? Have you developed? Are you able to be more calmer by depending upon what he says? Are you able to take it as a pinch of salt now because you have matured? Or are you reacting the same way? What does that conversation look like? So what I want to do with you guys now, is write down a list of positive and negative events that took place in your upbringing, all the way up from your childhood to your adolescence, and even to present day. What was significant? Write down significant events, how it made you feel, how did you react, did it bring you close to your father or did it create distance? Write these things down. Identify the patterns, because by writing, by thinking, by reflecting, you're going to see a pattern, a link of what could be causing your downfall in your relationship, your current relationship with your child or your spouse. So reflect upon these types of things, because it can cause a dramatic impact in your life now. As long as you take heed, then you can have a positive outcome in your relationship. Okay, so let's pause for a little bit. And on a lighter note, I'd like to give some suggestions that you could do for the process of healing. What you want to do is find a quiet space where you're alone by yourself. Close your eyes, for example, and visualize a positive interaction with your father. And the reason why that you do this is because it will help you to see things as a third person. So imagine you're having a conversation, it's you and your father, and you're looking at the conversation from a third view angle, and you're seeing and you're watching how you are reacting. The old you is reacting and what you're doing and what you're feeling now. And then the future you is looking at these two, and you can understand, okay, I'm a lot more calmer now. Because if you're feeling and reacting the same way in that situation, when you're visualizing the conversation between you and your father, then you've not changed. So you have to visualize it and see it, and then take the lesson from that. You take the lesson by how you are reacting, or you used to react. You can either see how you used to react, and then you could analyze and say, oh, actually, I don't react like that. Or you could say, damn, I'm actually reacting the same way, but I'm doing it to my child, I'm doing it to my missus. And this is what this exercise helps you to do. It helps you to identify patterns, reactions, emotions of behaviors that you could still be doing to this day. So that's the importance of this exercise, is to take a bit of space, time out somewhere quiet by yourself, and just meditate and think about these scenarios. Because we're going through a trip to memory lane. The next thing that I would suggest for the healing process to take place is just deep breathing. Breathe, practice. Exhale in, breathe in, and exhale. Just really try to control and regulate your breathing a lot more better. So yes, you're breathing naturally, yes, but be conscious of how you are breathing and try and calm yourself down. Close your eyes, calm yourself down. Be mindful about how you're breathing. Are you breathing out of anxiety? is your breath, your breathing a lot more deeper, a lot more faster, or is it nice and still and calm? Notice what's happening to your body. Do you feel now physically anxious? Is there a bit of worry or stress or anxiety happening? Do you feel a bit uncomfortable? Because it's time to now calm down. And how you calm down is take the deep breaths. Visualize a calmer version of yourself. Meditate. Close your eyes. And when you're able to do this, you incorporate these tactics, these techniques into your salah. You approach salah slowly. You approach salah with more mindfulness. You approach salah with being more aware of what you're doing with your body, what it's doing, rather than allowing it to drift off into different types of thoughts. You're trying to achieve a certain level of calmness. So let me explain the process of this journey that we've just been through. First of all, we were trying to understand our past. We went in layers deep. We delved deep into our childhood, then adolescence, then our present day. Then we should by now see a link of patterns of behaviors that are happening today now. And once we have acknowledged a pattern of behavior, we're more calmer, because now we understand, this is where I'm going wrong. This is where I'm reacting, and this is where I can make the amends, the adjustment. So now you should have power to change now, because you've got the information, you've got the knowledge, you've got the awareness, and you've got the mindfulness, because you're a lot more calmer and composed now. The reason why I say now is you've got the knowledge. Now it's about time to implement and practice these things. So, on the final note, it's about envisioning your current reality now, what it is, to what it can be, and to be more engaged, open and honest with yourself by taking accountability and responsibility, and also embracing support from your partner. They are not there as your enemy. You're not on a battleground against them. You're trying to bring unity together. And the way for harmony to take place inside your home is to reconnect with your child and your spouse and make those moments more enjoyable. Because now you have the tools, now you have the awareness, now you've got the training. It's time to implement it now. And just go back and forward on this coaching session, the recordings over and over again, take notes, do a journal, revise it, go back and forward and implement the training.